And welcome back to another featured company update here at the Investors Coliseum. Well, with us for the first time of what we hope to be many updates to come here at the Investors Coliseum, I have James Lanthier, CEO of Mindset Pharma. James, thanks so much for being here. This is the first of many great updates to come. I'm almost positive of that. And before we get into any updates or the second half of the year, I was just wondering if maybe you could remind our subscribers and investors about who you are and what Mindset Pharma does.
Chris, thanks so much for having us on. We really appreciate it. So Mindset is a biotechnology company that is exclusively focused on developing solutions for the medical psychedelic market. But within that, we have a really specific role. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to create new psychedelic drugs, new and improved psychedelic drugs that are going to be more patient friendly. As your listeners might have heard, psychedelic drugs do an amazing job or have amazing potential for treating and addressing the mental health crisis. But what we're trying to do is we're trying to take psychedelic drugs and turn them into psychedelic medications that are going to work the same way for the widest possible groups of people and be as safe as possible and as predictable as possible and have potentially a more convenient duration. So we were really one of the first groups to start working in this space, and that's incredibly important because it means that our patent applications were some of the first to get filed in the space. We've now have a portfolio of 7 different patent applications that cover 4 new families of drugs, each of which we think offer some improvements over the first generation drugs. The big commercial opportunity that I think Mindset's assets really speak to is intellectual property. So what not everybody understands is that first generation psychedelic drugs like psilocybin, they're all in the public domain. You can't patent them. And really the opportunity to get strong IP rights really is on next generation drugs like ours that have been optimized for the widest possible use.
Well, James, there's been a lot of news releases these past number of weeks with nothing but positive and great things to report from Mindset Pharma. I can only assume that this means that things are getting bigger and better here in the second half. Maybe you can just briefly tell the subscribers and investors what they might be able to expect here in the second half of 2021.
Yeah, I think what you're going to see from the balance of the year for Mindset is this momentum that we've shown over the last few months really just continue to kind of pick up steam and accelerate forward. So we've got a team of scientists that have been working really diligently really to develop and expand our pipeline of new drugs. And at this point, we've synthesized and have analyzed over 80 new patent pending psychedelic drugs. And what you're going to see from us over the next few months is we're going to continue to add to that IP portfolio. So more patent filings on more new drug families, applying the lessons that we've learned from the first groups and first families of drugs to create newer, more optimized drugs. We're going to be putting out more data around that. And what I can tell you is that all of that data, looks really positive today. So I think you're going to continue to see Mindset really differentiate itself as kind of the premier next generation drug development platform, really pulling away from most of the pack in the psychedelic space that, up till now have really been focused on first generation drugs like psilocybin, which is all good and fine, but there's really no way to get really strong intellectual property rights on those drugs. And so we've been stuck to our knitting from the very beginning, which was to develop next generation drug. And now we're really seeing the fruit of that effort pay off. So you're going to see a lot more news flow from us over the next few months about data and new IP filings.
Well, James, thanks so much. We're really excited for what the second half of the year is going to bring for Mindset Pharma. And again, we're going to look forward to having you back many more times over the course of the rest of the year. So listen, thanks again, and we'll look forward to having you back in real soon.
Thanks so much, Chris. We really enjoyed it, and look forward to giving your viewers more updates as the next few months go on.